Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Tapitamihe Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Vadante Padamikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shifta Padakam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sadhujatam Sagana Raghunatha Vidhantam Sadivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashade Shatare Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurite Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha kalpa taruryacha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauravatare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji. Krishna.
First Canto, chapter number 5, verse number 25. Today is a very special verse in the series. And the verse something speaks about which we generally don't speak about. So let's see. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ucchishtale pan anumodito tujhe. Sakrit snam hanyata tapasta kelvishan. एवं प्रवृत्तस्य विशुद्धचेतसः तद्धर्म एवात्मरुचि प्रजायते all Prabhuji together, that's it. Now all Mataji's together.
Divije sakalt samabhunji tatapasta kilita evam pravasata vistudasita sata
Uchishtale pan.
Uchishtale.
Uchishta. So I'll just give a background of the story. So now Narada boy is serving the Bhakti Vedantas. And he's every day going to serve him. And naturally, they will leave something in the plate. So generally, eating somebody's chuta is considered to be very much degraded. We should not eat anybody's chuta, and neither we should eat in the same plate with somebody. This is not a Vedic culture. Only exception to is a wife may eat, children may eat for the mother there, but one should not eat from anybody's plate or anybody's jhuta there. And during COVID time, we saw that how eating jhuta is so right contaminated. Just because somebody has touched, also you can get a. The people learn to say what cleanliness we follow. in our ISKCON or Krishna consciousness, during COVID time, we saw that people were following that, right? How many there? कि ज़्यादा वो मत करो. There, don't use each other's towel. Don't use each other's chappal. We say that don't use somebody's chappal. You get the karma. And don't take somebody's towel. Don't take somebody's soap. Right? We should follow this culture, right? There, don't use somebody's soap and thing. And during COVID time, we saw that what are the results of using. So what the scriptures are telling that keep away from unhygienic condition. So COVID time, it made everybody practice that. But here it is talked about Narada boy is eating Uchishta Lepan, of whom, and if you see as devotee, we always keep eating the remnants of the Lord or not. The Lord see in fact, whatever food you put, whatever bhoga you have offered, it becomes prasad. Means Krishna has put his saliva in this. One time Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri and he ate Jagannath Mahaprasada. When you're saying Jagannath has put his saliva in this and we're eating it. Right there. Now the question comes here Narada boy is eating the remnants of Bhakti Vedantas of this sadhus there. And he says a very wonderful experience of eating those remnants. So the remnants of food stuff Anumodita being permitted Dujay by the Vedantas, Brahmana, Sakrit once upon a time, Isma in the past, Bhunje took Tat by that action, apastaha eliminated, kilbishaha all sins, evam thus pravattasya being engaged, vishuchetasa of one whose mind is purified. Thus that particular dharma nature eva certainly atmaruchi transcendental attraction prajayate. Once only by their permission I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing all my sins were at once eradicated. So, thus being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time, the very nature of the transcendentalists became attractive to me. The purport by Sivangesis Prabhupada. So, pure devotion is as much infectious in a good sense as an infectious disease. Just like COVID is infectious, pure devotion is also infectious. Whoever comes in contact with a pure devotee, he gets some affection there. So once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so I'm taking one line and discussing so that we don't become mechanical in reading the word. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will go into transcendental ecstasy in Samadhi. Krishna, 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 there. And Mahaprabhu saw the ocean, the blue color of ocean, and he drowned himself. He drowned himself. And devotees were searching, what happened? Where is Mahaprabhu? Mahaprabhu is gone, and everywhere they're searching. Then 21 kilometer far from Puri, they got one fisherman. And that fisherman बोला मुझको भूत लग गया और वो हरी 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 बोल रहा था हरी 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 कुछ भी बोलो हरी 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 तो समझ में आया कुछ तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु से चक्कर है तभी ये हरी हरी बोल रहा है एंड वो हरी 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 बोला बोले अरे तुमने किसको देखा वो कहाँ है बोले अरे वो भूत मिला मुझे भूत वहां पर so then devotees found Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. So the pure devotion is very much infectious. So anybody whom Mahaprabhu touched, he was helpless, then chanting Hari 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 Hari. Hari. So Mahaprabhu will touch somebody, he become a devotee. So there's the Mahaprabhu. And if you see, Srila Prabhupada went and start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Seeing him, so many other people start chanting Hare Krishna. Whole world got infected. So like for COVID to spread, one person is required having COVID. It can spread to the whole world. So if somebody is a pure devotee in the world, he can change the whole world, like Prahlad Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. So pure devotion is very much infectious. Whoever come hear from such a person, comes in association, they also want to chant Hare Krishna. They also want to do things. And that's why pure devotion is very, very infectious. A pure devotee is cleared from all kinds of sense. The personality of Godhead is the purest entity, and unless one is equally pure from the infection of material qualities, one cannot become a pure devotee of the Lord. See, you will always find two definitions of pure devotees. One definition of pure devotee is, see, this will also help when you read Prabhupada book how you should contemplate. I'm just reading one line and telling the meaning of it. Right? So when there are two meanings when we say pure devotee, it has two meanings. One who has already freed from all material contamination. That person is a pure devotee. It's like Uttam Bhagavad. Then there is a devotee who has not yet become free, but he is following another pure devotee and following the process of pure devotional service. His association also benefits us. To the degree he is following the process of pure devotional service and following the instructions of pure devotee there. So even we may not have association of those whose heart is completely pure, if we have association of those devotees who have learned from their such guru and their teaching us, we also get benefited with this. Then. So the Bhakti Vedantas, as above mentioned, so there are pastors of Prabhupada. One time Prabhupada asked, who is a pure devotee? So count how many devotees are in this count. Because they are following Srila Prabhupada pure devotee, they are also pure devotee. Another place Prabhupada asked, who is a pure devotee? Because I am the only pure devotee. There. So two meanings on this Prabhupada refers in his books when it comes to pure devotees. So here he deals with the definition that unless one is equally pure like Supreme Lord, renouncing he cannot become a pure devotee of the Lord. So here this definition used in a stricter sense of a pure devotee. The get point. The Bhaktivedanta above mention of pure devotees, and the boy became infected with their quality of purity by their association and by eating once the remnants of the food stuff taken by them. So it is suggested whose remnants we should eat? One who is free from all material contamination. There. That is the idea here. Such remnants may be taken even without permission of the pure devotee. And there are sometimes pseudo devotees, one should be very much cautious about them. And don't take their remnants. It may have an opposite effect. There are many things which hinder one from entering devotional service. But by the association of pure devotees, all these obstacles are removed. So the neophyte devotee becomes practically enriched with the transcendental qualities of purity, which means attraction for the personality of Godhead's name, fame, quality pass by. So what happens? What is that infection you will get? You will get a taste for Nam, Rupa, Guru, Leela. By taking the remnant, because see the inflection, the taste goes into it. Same way, if you take remnant of the Vishayi, then you will find taste and sense pleasure also. Because you're taking remnants of a Vishayi. Same way, you take remnants of a devotee, then you get bhakti. The infection of the quality of pure devotee means to imbibe the taste of pure devotion, always in transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. And this transcendental taste at once makes all material things distasteful. Therefore, a pure devotee is not at all attracted by material activities. After the elimination of all sense obstacles on the path of devotional service, one can become attracted, one can have steadiness, one can have perfect taste, one can have transcendental emotions. Transcendental means bhava. And at last, one can be situated in the plane of loving service to Lord. All these stages developed by the association of pure devotees is the purport of this stanza. So, we read the idea suggested. Now, let us see some stories from Chaitanya Charitamrita upon this principle that how in Chaitanya Charitamrita talks about becoming a so this Kalidas, there was a devotee named Kalidas in Bengal, and he has practically taken remnants of all the Vaishnavas in Bengal. There was a devotee named Jadu Thakur. He was from a lower caste. So lower caste devotee, in fact, when Kalidas went to his home, no, I can arrange some Brahmana's home, you can eat in his house. Don't eat in my house. The Vedic time was very strict. If a sannyasi took food in the house of a Shudra, they will ostracize from sannyas only. Okay. The sannyasi could only eat in the house of a Brahmana because Brahmana will have a shaligram and he will offer the food to the sannyasi, and then the sannyasi can eat. The sannyasi cannot eat in their house. Same way, Brahmanas couldn't eat in the house of the people who are not following Brahmanical culture. Otherwise, they means they can eat in the house of Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, not in the house of theirs. So the Vedic scriptures talk about in terms of qualities, in terms of people's standards. But eventually it has become a caste system thing, and for 500 years it was very derogatory there. So he said, Kalidas, Jadot Thakur said, you can eat in there. He said, no, 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 you're a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is higher than a Brahmana. I want to take food in your home only. But he won't give the remnant. So he brought nice mangoes and he was waiting outside. So after he ate the mangoes and put the pulp in the outside, that time he took that pulp and chewed those mangoes to get the remnants of Jadoo Thakur. And now in Puri, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's foot wash, it was washed, nobody was allowed to take that water. Mahaprabhu was very happy because he's in the mood of a devotee. He's a supreme Lord, but he's in the mood of a devotee, showing that you should not give anybody. See, there are three Mahabal. There are three Mahab. Bhakta Padadhuli, Bhakta Padajal, and Bhakta Mukapshesh. Teen Mahabal in Bhakti. So if somebody takes the dust of a Vaishnava, somebody takes the water washed by the feet of Vaishnava, and somebody takes the remnants of the Vaishnava, the of a pure devotee, what happens? One gets great bhakti. But Mahaprabhu, in order to show that how a devotee should not think I am a great devotee and give his remnants and bhajal, he won't allow anybody to drink the food wash given there. But when this Kalidas went, he drank once, second time, and saying third time, Mahaprabhu said, "Bahut ho gaya." He didn't chastise him. But if somebody else would have been there, Mahaprabhu would have chastised. The Mahaprabhu understood. Oh, he valued all the Vaishnavas, so he allowed him to drink it. It comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita until the 16th chapter, this past time. Then Mahaprabhu, uh, then Mahaprabhu ate the prasadam and he was asking from Govinda, and Mahaprabhu said, yes, you can give me my remnant. So Mahaprabhu gave. Now, one caution for devotees for this. So while I was telling this person, devotees already start touching each other's feet, right? So generally in youth, we do this as a matter of pulling somebody's leg, then somebody's dust, right? And which is very derogatory. I know one devotee who will eat everybody's remnants, even without asking them. Eventually, he left devotional service, and his face also filled with lot of this thing, a lot of stamping. So one should be very careful. This is not to do some kind of a joke. This is not to for some kind of thing. It's a very serious thing. So what actually this taking the dose of the devotee, remnants of the devotee, means to take his teachings and apply in your life. You take his teachings and apply in life, and only when you take somebody's teaching and inspired by somebody's teaching, then only take his dust and remnant, and that too in a way that they don't get displeased. They don't get if they get displeased, then the purpose is lost there. So generally, you see, if Diksha Guru is there, generally if the disciples are there, they give it there. So they purposefully they will sometimes leave it, and disciples may take, and they know it is sannyasam. But in general, if you do it for other devotees, there they may not like it, at least in their knowledge. So one should be very careful and not become there. Sometimes devotees have break each other's leg also in order to take the dust. There. So it has become like a sports for us because we have a Grama Buddhi. We may do these things as a sports to have a Grama Buddhi and embrace devotees there. And that's what Prabhu was saying. So, one thing I felt happy, Prabhu was saying, don't take from pseudo devotees. So I felt that way we are safe. There. So, the point is there that when see one take those who are Uttam Adhikaris or Madhyam Adhikaris, we should take there, but in a way they are pleased, not in a way that they are displeased. But real taking thus means following their teachings, following their instruction. That's the real meaning of the Dharma. But one of my experiences, once I was in Vrindavan Yatra, and my spiritual master, he was cooking puris, and I was just behind. So I collected some dust from his feet and put in my tilak, and every day applying that on my body. And I felt a great difference in my life during that 1 month there. So it has a potency to change our consciousness, but it should be done in a very sacred way, not in a way. Not way. And also, one should be careful. So first, you should have an appreciation for a Vaishnava, for the qualities of a devotee on the father taking, then take the remnants. Just do it as an there. And one shouldn't otherwise take remnants of somebody. It's a mode of ignorance. There. It is yes, there. And so one should be this as you know, this verse is little extraordinary today, and it is to be applied very there. But you should also hear because sometimes you may hear from some other source and apply it, misapply this verse. Sometimes you go to voices and see some devotees have started doing it as sports there. So leg pulling. Rather than taking dust, we do leg pulling and bully a devotee. You don't get dust, you get a curse. Right? So in getting the dust or a remnant of a devotee, don't get the curse of a devotee. That's very important. It should be done in a very genuine way. Okay. And don't embrace devotees. कि प्रभु जी थोड़ा अभी सुना था क्लास में ना please use the remnants. There. Then embrace. Whoever gives, you will anyway get it. Their disciples will distribute to you if Maharaj has come and thing. And their disciple come and you be happy and satisfied. Sir. But if we the devotees they're living, they start embracing, Prabhu, can I take little bit, Prabhu? And then they're fighting, okay, you took my remnant, I take your remnant. And when they tell something you will not do, then there is no point of taking such kind of remnants and such kind of stuff. So somebody whose very teachings were inspired, we think them as their master, we want to serve them. That's a mode of taking a remnant. And then it has a great effect there. It's not a playful thing. And Prabhupada says, even without their permission, you can take it, but doesn't mean you take in front of them to embrace them. You have to very intelligently take it also, just like Kalidas did with Jadu Thakur. There. And a devotee should not be eager to give one's remnant and dust because you also take sinful reaction of the person if you give them your dust and there it is. We are suffering with our own sinful reaction. The more we don't have a capacity to take more. So be humble. And a Vaishnava doesn't feel I have become a great devotee. Now I can give my dust to others. In fact, in Vedic tradition, there was a culture where sannyasi will put his feet upon the people, upon the devotees. You see Sanatan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu putting his feet over some of the disciples or some of the Goswamis, accepting them as their disciples. Many sannyasis have, but of course, ISKCON we don't find this culture. In fact, proper when people would come in the so because when we know some culture, we should know in wholesome. Otherwise, we misapplied the thing there. So Srila Prabhupada was in the pandal, and many people were coming to take dust. Prabhupada said, "Stop, everybody! Nobody should touch my feet. They will put all my karma, and I will suffer. Will become sick." So nobody is allowed to touch Prabhupada's feet. And of course, uh, Prabhupada only allowed those who wanting to become Prabhupada disciples there. Only such people Prabhupada allowed them to touch their feet. Because naturally Guru takes karma of the disciples there. So Prabhupada allowed them there. So therefore, and touch somebody we may just touch other devotees' feet, and then we feel bad. So if some sannyasis allow, we should take opportunity and grab their feet there. And I saw also once, I've seen devotees like Amarendra Prabhu, and they have very great art. They will humble themselves and fall before sannyasis, touch their feet only, and they get blessings. So you have to be intelligent and not annoy somebody by touching their feet. This is important. there. And so further, as our next verse is 36, I'll also cover what Narad Muni talked to Vyasadeva after giving this example there. So the whole point is association of devotees is infectious. Now even you hear a kirtan from a devotee, that's also infectious. It's not just taking their remnant. Because you hear a katha from a devotee, that is also infectious. There's a verse comes in fourth canto, Prithu Maharaj says, Ko yogina, when the devotee speak, the saffron dust particles from the lotus feet of the Lord gets sprinkled over the audience. Saffron dust particles from the lotus feet of the Lord gets sprinkled over the audience. And they also remember their relationship with Allah. The real dust is when you hear Krishna Katha from a devotee and your love for Krishna with us in that association, in that Katha. That's a real association there. And that's what happens in devotee association. Mat chitta madgata prana bodhayanta paraspara. That you awaken. And if you see Mahaprabhu's Leela, all about devotee association about this only. They will only talk about Krishna. Mahaprabhu in Moda Radharani with the Veena Rad. When Mahaprabhu came back from Gaya, before Gaya he was a very naughty scholar. Pull everybody's leg. He will call Gadadhar Pandit, let's debate. And Gadadhar Pandit will run away. He'll call Murari Gupta, let's debate. And all Vaishnavas will run away. But we don't want to waste time in debate. But now when he became a serious devotee, he called all the devotees at the house of Shikhambar. All devotees, please come, please come. Now I want to tell you, I saw Krishna. And then Krishna went away. I want only thing, I only want Krishna's lotus feet. And like that, Mahaprabhu went into ecstasy of a Mahabharata in Moda Srimati Radha. And from that time on, in that association, there was nothing as a discussion about Krishna there. That how Mahaprabhu loved Krishna so much, and all devotees would just talk about. And they will feel such excess in Mahaprabhu's association. When the Kirtan will happen, Mukunda will sing, Vasudeva Ghosha will sing. And in that Kirtan, because when Mahaprabhu is there, Tantranga Shakti personally descends in the heart of all devotees. They feel such a prem bhakti in their heart, what the gopis feel in Vrindavan for Krishna, and they will all get down in love for Krishna there by that association of Mahaprabhu there. Just reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, hearing Srimad Chaitanya Bhagavad, by meditating on this pastime, we also feel the same, some kind of loving feelings towards Krishna by reading those pastimes. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are not different from the Ras Leela. So sadhakas should not read Ras Leela, they will misunderstand. So only devotees of Karas Anatmapatti and have a great faith in Krishna, Nishtha, or Asakti to Krishna, they should read about Ras Leela. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes anybody can read, and one get the same benefit reading Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, even like Ras Leela there. And that's why hearing Mahaprabhu's Leela is amazing. And one time, so Mahaprabhu was telling, where is Krishna? Where will I find Krishna? And he fainted. Then devotees started doing kirtan. Again, Mahaprabhu came into life. Another time, Mahaprabhu was in his home, and Mother Sachi got worried, what is happening to my son? Somebody is telling your son's life here has disturbed. He has got mad. Somebody is telling how you handle a person who is crazy about Krishna. And sometimes people say also you have become crazy about Krishna. That means you're getting a certificate, you're becoming Krishna conscious. There. If parents say, beta, you have become mad after Krishna, so it's a good sign. Good. Of course, you should behave properly, otherwise parents may create trouble for your devotion. Because yet we are not mad after Krishna. Yeah. Is getting mad after Krishna is the highest state. But for outsiders, even it appears that we have got mad after. I remember in first year when I go to voice, during prasadam time, all the devotees are talking something about Krishna only. और कुछ काम नहीं है क्या? But slowly associating with them, I also became like So I want to speak, but बोले ठीक है मॉर्निंग में हो गया ना अभी प्रसाद के समय पे क्यों कृष्णा कृष्णा there. So we become and then after Krishna, it's the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Because we're chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is tasted by Mahaprabhu. So when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we also get a similar addiction like Mahaprabhu if we don't commit aparadh. Yeah. So and Mahaprabhu was Shuklambam Brahmachari. And so then everybody is saying, put Shiva tail upon him, put this tail upon him, put this thing upon Mahaprabhu. So many people started to suggest many things for Sri Mahaprabhu. Then Shiva's Thakur came one day and uh, Mother Sati said, देखो मेरे बेटे को क्या हुआ पागल हो गया ये because there are a lot of trust. Shiva was a very mature Vaishnava. वो तो पागल हो गया है. Sometimes, your parents may become, अरे what happened? Then some senior devotees say, नहीं, कोई चिंता नहीं बात नहीं अच्छा बच्चा है आपका काम कर रहा है. Then parents feel little pacified. There. So then, then Srivas Thakur said, "Arey, very good thing has happened to this Nimai. I wish it happened to me also." And now Srivas, you have taken my side. Otherwise, I would have drawn myself in the Ganges. If you also would have said, I have got mad there. So there's Mother Sati became a little pacified. हाँ ठीक है, something good has happened to my son. There. And you will find in this Kali Yuga, either people go to full Maya or full Krishna. बीच में नहीं मिलते. जनरली पेरेंट्स चाहते हैं कि ज्यादा कृष्ण कॉन्शियस भी ना बने घर का भी काम अच्छे से करते रहे और कुछ गलत काम भी ना करे लेकिन ऐसा होता नहीं है या तो बच्चा पूरा माया में जाएगा या पूरा कृष्ण में जाएगा लाइक माई मदर वॉज फाइंडिंग अ बॉय फॉर माई सिस्टर देयर so now the point is my sister is not a devotee and they don't like devotees that time my sister didn't like devotees because I joined so now I have to find a person who is not a devotee and you have to find who is not into all breaking four agreements it's so difficult. So either you find somebody full into Maya or you find somebody full into Krishna. Find somewhere in between is very difficult. There. So either they'll be addicted to drinking, alcohol, others, or they'll get addicted to Krishna. बीच में रहना बहुत मुश्किल है इस कलयुग में. There. There. Some Mother Sati was little troubled. Mother Sati was little, what happened? But after Shiva gave assurance, she was very happy with it there. So if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad, there, there's so much excesses of Mahaprabhu being spoken. And that the same excesses Mahaprabhu actually has come to given us, but we need to take it in the right mode. Once, one boy asked a question to His Holiness Jayapataaka Swami Maharaj in Utkarsha. Maharaj, I'm feeling little bad seeing your condition, why Krishna done this to you, and like this. Maharaj replied, don't worry, this not happened to you, but I am feeling very happy, and I pray you also get the same happiness without getting undergoing the difficulty like. Yes. So pure devotees of Lord, they feel a very great happiness in their heart of serving Krishna, of loving Krishna. And we can just experience that happiness and love, our life will be successful. One day, Mahaprabhu went to the another pastime happened of Shivanand Sen. Now, Shivanand Sen was a traveling party manager, yatra manager. Sometimes a devotee become yatra manager. How many people manage a yatra? You should manage a yatra. Manopu has managed the yatra here, right there. So many times when problems will happen, you get a scoldings, right? ये time पे नहीं मिला. So Shivanand also was a manager of the yatra and prasadam got late. It happens. And that time the yatra means you have to walk, no train. Jani prasadam is coming in that day. Like now, who all are going the Chennai mail from train to Chennai GT road, right? So many devotees in different trains, right? So we go together in a group of 30, 40 devotees. How many devotees are going together, Vishnu Prabhu? In a train? Including brahmacharis. 30, only 30. 35 devotees are going in train. So all Jani Prasadam comes at a station. But sometimes Jani Prasad may not come. Train may come, it may late. Then the manager, to सब देखते हैं, Prabhu, what happened? So Shivanand Sen was arranging a Nityan Prabhu. Said, "Arey, Nityan Prabhu kicked only Shivanand Sen. Arey, my food is getting late. Let your son die." And all that Nityan Prabhu curse Shivanand Sen. Now just think if you see this happening. Nityan Prabhu speaks like that. What comes to the mind? Very difficult to tolerate a situation. Sometimes, you see some devotee scolding other devotee. They will not see how this is all happening. So Shivanand Sen's nephew got disturbed. श्रीकांत वो चल दिया भाग के और महाप्रभु के पास चला गया डायरेक्टली and he offered obeisances to Mahaprabhu without even taking out the utari. Then his sannyasis offer obeisance, he should take the upper throat as the South Indian tradition is. But he directly paid obeisances. Govinda was correcting. Mahaprabhu said, no, no, his mind is disturbed. There and then. But Shivanand Sen was ecstatic. The feet which Brahma and Shiva are hankering for, I got that feet. And none of his sons died. In fact, Mahaprabhu gave a lot of mercy to his sons because Shivanand Sen had got the cake. So in terms of son died, means their material life dies. So Mahaprabhu personally went, and the youngest son was Puri Das. And Mahaprabhu was telling, chant, chant, chant. He was not chanting. Everybody telling him, Mahaprabhu said, I tell even animals chant, he's not chanting. And next day, when Mahaprabhu went, he was composing shlokas like anything, you know, there. So what shlokas he composed? Shavaso kuvalyam akshagyam uraso mahendmanitama vrinda vanaramani nama mandalam nakhilam hari jayati. A bluish lotus flower for the ears, ointment for the eyes, a necklace of internal gems for the chest, and universal ornaments for the Vrindavan gopis. Let that Shri Hare Krishna be glorified. When the boy was 7 years old, he composed such a nice verse. This is a mercy Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the boy was, when he was not chanting, somebody said he's chanting the mantra in the mind. He don't want to reveal the mantra, he's chanting in the mind. There. And how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will always be in ecstatic love for Krishna. See, many times we only keep hearing, oh, don't go into Maya, don't do this. And we get direct up Maya se bahar nikle. It's so difficult. How many of you feel when you keep hearing it? Kab Maya? Habe, 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 se din tam. कब माया से बाहर the day we think माया से निकलेंगे माया झप्पड़ मारती है फिर हम लेट जाते हैं right so very difficult to even perceive हम माया से बाहर निकल सकते हैं क्या right how many of you feel that माया से बाहर निकलना इतना आसान है क्या that is so much of there. But when you hear this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, you so get drawn into ecstatic love, you forget only there is Maya. Right? You forget also there is Maya. There. So therefore in Bhakti we need higher rasa. There. Which is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna book there. And read with devotees who experience that higher taste there. Then when that taste comes, we forget everything else in this world. And that's what Mahaprabhu goes in ecstasy. So as long as the devotees were in Puri, because every time devotees will travel all time from Mayapur to Puri by Puri Express. Now we travel Puri Express takes one night. 1 month would take to travel. 1 month with all ladies and all paraphernalia is going. So and it is around 350 kilometers. So 1 month it goes. Even today, there's a Dindi goes from Dehu to Pandharpur. It takes 20 days, 250 kilometers. So that would take 1 month time. And it was very difficult because some places there were war going on, some places there were difficulty going on. In that difficulty, they would take the ladies and they would take the Mataji's Prabhuji's all will go and stay in the Jagannath Puri for 4 months. So 2 months travel, 4 months stay, and only 6 months they would work and live happily. Now in Kali Yuga, you are 12 months also, it's not sufficient. Still people have loans. Those times you worked 6 months, it was sufficient. So as long as the devotees were in Puri, Mahaprabhu maintained external consciousness. Mahaprabhu behaved normally in front of all devotees. But when devotees went away, only his intimate associates there, he maintained his external. But after the engagement, he again got the madness of love for Krishna. Day and night, he directly relished Krishna's beauty, fragrance, and taste, as if for touching Krishna hand to hand. When Lord Chaitanya went to Jagannath temple, the doorkeeper, the Simhadwar, approached him and offered obeisances. And Mahaprabhu asked, "Where is Krishna, my life and soul? Please show me Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" The Mahaprabhu is so mad about Krishna. And doorkeeper says, "Son of Nanda is here. Come with me. I shall show you." And Lord Chaitanya said, "You are my friend. Please show me where the Lord of my heart is." And they both went to Jagmohan Mandap, no, where the side, and where everyone views Jagannath. Just see, here is Jagannath. And Lord Chaitanya never came in front of Garudastham. If you go to Puri, you'll see a Garudastham where Mahaprabhu will sit and see Jagannath there. And his Gauranga Stavaka, Raghunath Goswami described this incident. Lord Chaitanya addressed the doorkeeper like a madman. "Where is the Lord of my heart?" The doorkeeper grabs his hand and replies hastily, "Come see your beloved. May the Lord Chaitanya rise within my heart and make me mad." Like the Raghunath Das Goswami pray, "Let me also become mad after." You will ask, either you become mad after Maya or mad after Krishna. Nothing is in between. Therefore, one should let go in the hands of senior devotees who can make us mad after Krishna by giving ourselves to Krishna fully and hearing about Krishna. Otherwise, anyway, Maya will make us mad. And whole life is spent in Maya. And Lord Chaitanya receives prasadam. And then Gopal Vallabh Bhog was offered to Jagannath and Aarti was performed. And the servant of Jagannath came and guarded it, Mahaprabhu, and gave him prasadam. And just see, the same Mahaprasad, we think, "Oh, Prabhu, aaj masala kam hai, aaj ye kam." See, now we think, okay, Jagannath Puri Lord is eating, but I don't think here Lord is eating. That's how our mind is. We are just purifying the bhoga, huh? But I don't think the Lord is eating the way. But Krishna eats according to our love. It's not that Krishna eats in Puri, Krishna doesn't eat. If we offer with love, with faith, Krishna is there. He comes and eats it. Then only one should offer with love and faith. If a devotees were cooking, devotees were offering, the love and faith Krishna is there. So the devotee is offering. Actually, he should meditate during the time of offering how Krishna is enjoying the bhoga. And that's what Krishna enjoys while you're offering. There. We should not just mechanically and then you should think over the Lord. Actually, when you offer in the altar, according to Pancharatrika Vidhi, you invite the Lord in the asana. First make them sit, wash his feet, make him do achman, then offer the naivedyam, and then you pray. When you come out, then you do Gayatri and meditate how the Lord is enjoying the bhoga, and then you go and do. So properly do, and not eat it. Then, करके. Then. And that's what Mahaprabhu is telling here. The prasadam meal, in fact, Jagannath Puri, how the Lord is. Some offerings happen in the main Garbhagriha. Some offerings are offered far off. Behind Garuda's thumb, there is a Bhog Mandap. So there is offered. The Pujari sees it, the image of the Lord in the mirror. If that image comes, Lord has eaten. If that image doesn't come, Lord has not eaten. Something very there, the offering happens in Jagannath Puri. The prasad made available in was so aromatic and tasty, it will drive the mind mad. Lord Chaitanya tasted a portion of it and Govinda saved the rest. To Lord Chaitanya, the prasad tasted millions of times better than nectar. He was fully satisfied, his hair stood on end, and incessant tears flowed from his eyes. The taste of this prasad is certainly to the touch of the nectar of Krishna's lips. He felt an emotional, ecstatic love for Krishna. But seeing the servants of Jagannath, he restrained himself. Sukrit labhya pela. Jagannath's servant asks the meaning of that. So these are remnants of Krishna and thus turn to nectar. It surpasses heavenly nectar, unobtainable even by Brahma. Remnants of food left by Krishna are called pela. An ordinarily fortunate person cannot obtain it. One who has full mercy of Krishna receives such remnants. There, one who obtains such mercy receives the Lord's remnant and thus become glorious. So therefore, when we're eating prasadam, we should meditate that this is Lord's remnant. And such eating prasad completely satisfies our there. Of course, a lot more to speak, but I think we'll cover it tomorrow. And there, the Narad Muni talks about what happens after that. But today we could hear the ecstatic past tense of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, any questions? Okay, Ashadeshwar. Ask the mic. After till the time my mic comes, ask. We hear attentively with respect and submission. So oral reception, proper says. Submissive, oral reception. So hearing is the most important part. Attentive hearing. सोना नहीं क्लास में है. ये नहीं सोचना भी ऑफिस जाना है क्या करना है. So my plan also goes on while we are hearing. So we should do submissive hearing, oral. Forget about the world and just I'm present with the message of Krishna. That should be the mode. Then it will have an impact. But if you are absent-minded, the story of Gokarna and thing, maybe some other time I will tell because 8:30 want to have Damadashtakam also. Yeah. In our condition stage. In our condition stage. That's why you need Brahman initiation to offer the bhoga, because by the time you receive Brahman initiation, it understood you want to offer the bhoga for Krishna's enjoyment, not your enjoyment. So if the meditation requires some advancement in spiritual life, so if you are not so advanced, we can just pray Prabhupada please offer that. We may not do that in meditation. Hey. Yes. Any questions online? Pre-Bhakti devotee. Sundanam Sutta Prabhu, Punishwa Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhu Pranam.
I think it will come here.
Prabhu, some like mix the Vraj Duli in Tilak and apply. Is it good or is it not recommended?
Apply what?
Vraj Dul. Vrindavan's mantra.
We can do because Vraj will also says it will give love for Krishna. So we can apply Vraj.
Okay.
Any other question? Yes, Suman Mataji. Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, that Narad Muni had taken permission from the sages for having the remnants. So we should take it secretly or decently or...
Hey, so see, generally in a ISKCON you ask permission, you won't get it. But what happens? No, I'll tell you. Not everybody gives remnants also, and not we should take everybody's remnants also. Whenever gurus come, like picture guru come, and great souls come, if you approach their servants, you will get it.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So when our great senior sannyasis come, or gradual or outcome. So their personal servants, if you ask, they will give.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Prabhuji, so like one thing is senior Maharajas or who are initiating gurus, but sometimes devotees may also want ki we can assume ki all sannyasis Mahaprasad can we take.
One thing, whomever you feel inspired, you should take. It's not a regulation that every sannyasi have to take and things. Because sometimes you're not inspired by somebody, you have a choice to not take this. You got my point. Nobody can push you should take some all sannyasis. Are you getting what? See, basically, whomever's teachings affect your consciousness and heart, take the remnants because that's the whole point with it. Their bhakti nourishes them. And don't embarrass brahmacharis, especially young brahmacharis, asking them this. So we are still sadhakas. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Yeah. So I think we end here. Dhammastakam. And tomorrow the amazing section will come of the teachings of Narada Muni to Vyasdev on Karma Yoga, how we should do our karma in Bhakti Yoga. That's what it karma in Krishna consciousness. Whole Narada Muni's intersection tomorrow, which we'll discuss there. Hare Krishna.